Day 352 of Everyday Bible with Ada Ukabia. 1 Timothy chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. As we start and complete yet another book in the New Testament, 1 Timothy, we describe the letter where Paul writes to Timothy, a young leader. The first lesson comes from chapter 1, where the theme will be stay focused on what matters. Paul begins by warning Timothy about myths and endless genealogies. In simple terms, this one they refer to all those distractions where they sound spiritual, but they don't produce any real change. Examples like arguments, speculation, conspiracy teachings, and endless debates that never lead to love, growth, or even obedience. No be everything wey sound deep dey useful. Some conversations go just dey drain your faith instead of making it build that faith. In verse 8, they remind us that the law is good if used properly. Rules are meant to guide us toward love and righteousness, not be toward pride or condemnation. Now for verse 13 in this very first chapter, we see where Paul dey show humility. Him dey admit say he once acted in ignorance, yet God can show him mercy. Your past mistakes do not disqualify you if you are willing to learn and grow. Now for verse 20 in this very first chapter, we can see where they mention people we don't reject discipline and damage their faith. Ignoring correction is very dangerous. Correction will be punishment, not protection. Before we move on, I want make we focus on verse 20 of the first chapter, where Paul will talk about handing over to Satan. This one an apostolic act of excommunication, where you go place somebody outside the protective community of the church, and you go come put that person into the world where Satan the whole sway, make that person feel the impact of their sin. The theme we go give chapter 2 na prayer shapes a stable life. Paul they speak strongly about petitions, prayers, intercession, and even thanksgiving. Prayer not be the only way to ask God for things. It also include asking, standing in the gap for others, and expressing gratitude. A balanced prayer life, it creates emotional and spiritual stability. Then in verse 8, they talk about praying without anger or quarreling. Say unresolved anger, if it weaken your prayer. You know fit live in constant conflict and it could expect peace in prayer. Verse 11, they teach about humility and teachability. Growth, they require a willingness to learn quietly before you go begin to speak loudly. Now for verse 15 of this second chapter 9, they speak about salvation being worked out through faith, love, and holiness. Faith must produce character. Spiritual maturity they show in how you they live, not just what you they believe in. In chapter 3, the theme will be leadership starts at home. From verse 5, they talk about a powerful question where they say, if someone cannot manage their own household, how that person fit take care of others now or even the church? Public success without private discipline, it is incomplete. Leadership is not proven on stages, so it is proven in everyday responsibilities. Now for verse 13, they teach us that faithful service, they build confidence and respect. Consistency, they earn influence. When you serve well, your voice could become stronger. People go to respect you more. In chapter 4, the theme will be watch your life and your doctrine. In verse 4, it remind us that everything we God creates, it is good when received with gratitude. Now gratitude, now they protect your heart from complaining and entitlement. In verse 12, it encourage young people, make them know they feel inferior. Age don't they limit your impact. Your example, they matter more than your age. It good make you be an example in the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, the way you love, the way you get faith in God, and the purity of your life. How pure you stand out. Verse 16, they give us a powerful instruction. They say, watch your life and watch your teaching carefully. What you believe and how you live, they must agree. Integrity is alignment. In chapter 5, relationships require wisdom. Paul, they teach Timothy how to treat different age groups with respect and honor. Now for verses 1 and 2, they show that correction should be done gently, not harshly. Truth delivered without love becomes harmful. When you can't deliver that same truth with love, it could be very helpful. Now for verse 8, they warn that anyone will neglect in family responsibility, he don't deny faith be that now. Because spirituality does not excuse irresponsibility. Caring for family is a part of faith. Paul can also warn us about behavior where they give the enemy room to slander. Your choices, they speak loudly. Live carefully because people, they watch you. In verse 22 of this chapter 5, they caution against rushing into decisions. They say wisdom, they take time. No be every opportunity, they come from God. In the last chapter, the theme will be contentment is true wealth. In verse 6, we see where they talk, say godliness with contentment might be great gain. Peace is greater than possessions. In verse 10, famously warns everyone that the love of money, they lead to many problems. So money in itself, it no dey evil, it no dey bad. But now the obsession with the money na be bad thing. When money becomes your master, peace go become your loss. In summary, this first letter where Paul write to Timothy, now just a practical way or have to live a godly life. And that way they show up on how you they speak, how you they treat people, how you they handle money, how you they respond to correction, and how you they live your life every day. Because a life where they align with truth, it will always leave an impact.